Hello, happy 2026. Can you believe it's here already? Y'all are my first class. I am so excited. You're in the Digital Doodles Digital Doodles Stamp Club studio, I guess you could say. If you're watching this live, you could be watching this as a non-member, and we'd love to invite you to be a part of the members. You have 48 hours to watch. If you are a member, this will be in your portal as long as you're a member, so you can refer back to it over and over again. And to get to that portal is you go to craftwithchristy.com and you log in with the information that you used when you made your login. And if you can't remember what that is, you can just ask for a new password. And then you will get the access to your stamp set that you're getting this month, plus content from the last 3 months or 2 months, 3 months, 2 months. And access to those stamps and classes. So I'm so glad you're here. Good morning. Hi, Karen. Welcome. Did y'all have a wonderful Christmas? I sure hope you did. Tammy's here. Good morning. Okay, so you're thinking, why are you showing me this? This is not digital. Because I want to not only teach you digital and show you how to do things with the digital stamps I give you, but I also want to show you how you can turn it into something physical. Some of you may have no interest in that, and that's okay. We'll get started on the digital in just a minute. But oh my goodness, if you just really want to take advantage of everything I'm showing you and do all the things that you can with it, then let me put you onto this. So these are stamps that you are getting in your kit, okay? Digital stamps. And I went ahead and made some things with them. In fact, this is part of my upcoming Valentine workshop, so keep a lookout for that. That'll be advertised soon. But this is just a little gift box, and this is the stamp, and I made a cute little stamp, and I printed it out on cardstock and then just glued it down, added some glitter. You gotta have glitter, y'all. Got to have glitter on your Valentine's. Here's another example. This is one of the stamp. This is a stamp. This is a stamp. Colored it, printed it out, cut it out, and put it and made it into a card. These are just little pieces and parts and pieces. You can see some of the stamps that's coming with your kit. Let all that you do be done in love. You brighten my day, Valentine. You're my favorite reason to smile. We love because he first loved us. When I design these stamp sets, keep in mind, I totally am thinking I want you to be able to use these versatily in different ways. So we love because he first loved us. That's the scripture. It doesn't have to be a Valentine's thing. You know, you could use that anytime. And same goes with some of the other sayings too. But I try to keep that in mind because I don't want it to just be Valentine's. This set is called, you're going to get access to it, by the way, right after this. Frames and Love. And you'll see why. There's a best friends, read your mind, know your heart, and feed your soul. Galentine be mine. Friends are treasures of the heart. Do everything in love. Again, scripture. Love like Jesus. You could use that anytime. I love that one. That's probably one of my favorites in here. We will always be friends till we're old and senile. Then we can be new friends. You don't have to be crazy to be my friend. I'll train you. Rain or shine, you're the perfect Valentine. You make my heart do a happy dance. His banner over me is love, another scripture. Chosen and deeply loved, the scripture. Just a little love note. If you love a friend, let them go. If they come back with coffee, it was meant to be. Perfect love, cast out fear, scripture. Sprinkle love everywhere. A friend is one who knows you and loves you just the same. Oh, these definitely could be stickers for sure. Yes, for sure. His love lights the way, scripture. You make my heart beat. There's some random hearts. Oh, here's another little envelope card I made. Your swan of a kind. It's got glitter too. Okay, so here we go. I think the rest are kind of like doodles. Let me cover that up. That drives me crazy. We've got some balloons, lock and key, coffee mug, cute bow, BFF, a bigger coffee mug, a teddy bear, a little puppy. I love him. Happy Valentine's Day. A poodle, a bougie poodle. I love this little kitty cat. He's so cute. This is one of my favorites too. I don't know why. That'd be such a cute sticker. Mother bear, topiary, and more hearts. So that may not be all of the stamps, but that is a lot of them. And there's another little baby heart. So there's all that. Let's get my iPad and get started on our repeating pattern today. I don't know if you saw the news, but the news, the Digital Doodle Stamp Club news is I'm going to show you how to do a repeating pattern today. And it's so easy, and it's the diamond method. So you may have done it before, but you may have never done the diamond method. Let me show you. Let me go to Digital Doodles. Oh, I'm going to show you. Hold on, sorry. Digital Doodles. Where are you? Digital. There you go. Okay. So, I'm going to show you some things I've made with the stamp set also. So this is, okay, I made a bingo card. You know what a bingo card is? Have you heard of people making bingo cards? This is my 2025 bingo card. Things that I wanted to do, and then I marked them off as I went along. I did most of these, and this is my brand new bingo card. And this is what my tribe is doing this month. But I also wanted to show you what you could do. You could do it this version, which is framing my year, and all of these frames come in your stamp set today. So that's kind of fun. This is what you're going to get if you do my Valentine workshop, which, by the way, if you're in my tribe, that's something you don't pay for. That's part of your membership. So make sure you don't sign up for that. We'll give you a link in the Facebook group. If you do want to sign up for it, if y'all are interested in it, please pay attention that it's you get the early bird price of $15 if you sign up early. Okay, so that news will come too. You love all the frames, yay! Okay, so this is actually a kit that I made. This is in my Etsy shop, and it's what I call a paper crafting kit. And all the stuff that I just showed you, that came from that kit. Okay, and so I'm just showing you like the possibilities of what all you can do, but these are the pages that, like, this is, okay, so this is a repeating pattern that I'm going to show you today how to make, right? But here's how I designed all of these pages that go into my kit. And and then I cut them out like I showed you earlier. So here's a repeating pattern. We're going to do one of these today. There's another one. What's really popular right now are bows and teddy bears. Have y'all noticed that? Here's the frames, a fun way to do frames. Then I took this and I made it into a repeating pattern and reduced it, and that's what this is. So these are the frames that you got in your kit. That's last month. Okay, so let's get started. So fun and so easy. Okay, you ready? The first thing we're going to do is make a new canvas, and it's going to be a square. Okay, square. That comes with the Procreate. You should have that setting. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to think about our color palette. We want to make sure everything ties in. My color palette is already pulled up right here. I called it Valentine's Day 2026, and here's what I'm working with. So I've got that ready. And then I'm going to hang on. Let me insert a photo. No, not a photo. Hold on. Let me see if I can find one moment, please. Okay. Back to where what was I doing? Digital Doodles. Okay. I want to pull up a reference photo so I remember what I'm making. So I go to Canvas and I go to Reference. I go to Image. And then I'm going to put in my artwork so I remember what I'm doing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a repeating pattern with all of these cute stamps from your stamp set. Hi, Marina. Actually, thanks for asking. She asked if this was a normal live day for me. I'm doing this every first Friday of the month, and I'm teaching how to use a stamp set that the members are getting, the digital stamp club members are getting. And by the way, if somebody does not know that I have a digital stamp club, I'm going to put the link in the comments. And so if you want to check it out, it's right now it's only $12.99 a month, and it will be going up because every month we get new content in. So it already has a ton of content in it for $12.99. Okay, I just put that in the comments here in case you want to know more about that. But anyway, Marina, so with this stamp club, I'm going live once a month, every Friday, first Friday of the month. So, okay, so here we go. We're going to start with picking our background. Well, no, this isn't a background. This is not a background. This is important to know. What I'm doing is I am going on a layer and I'm dropping a color. This color is just for getting our pattern together. This color, it's not permanent. We want to be able to change the background color. We want to be able to make it different colors. You'll see why. Okay, so that's what I did. I just dropped color on my layer 1. Okay, next I'm going to tap the arrow up here. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees, and then I'm going to fit to canvas. Okay, so now I have a diamond. Now, you may not be able to keep up with me. I recommend watching the first time and going back and doing it with me. Okay, that way you won't get frustrated, because if you miss one step, you're just like, you miss it all. Okay, now from here, we're going to go to our new stamp set, which is what do I call it? Frames. Yeah, there we go. Frames. Okay. No, frames and hearts. Frames and hearts. There we go. And so here's all the stamps that you got this month. Can't remember how many, but there's a ton of them. See all those frames, hearts, bears, bows, flowers, more hearts, sayings, puns, and scriptures. So lots of different ideas here. But what I want to do is find, I love the bow. The bows are so popular. I think a frame in the middle might be kind of cool. Let's try that. Let's see what happens if I do that. I haven't done this yet. Okay. Now I need to make sure I'm on a new layer. I do not, whatever you do not draw on that pink layer. Okay. So here's a frame. I could make that the center. Just want to make sure it's perfectly centered. That's why you have these yellow lines. Okay. There's that. Now I want to go inside that and add something to it. So I'm making a new layer, and I'm going to go with, let me think, what do I want to put in there? What do I want to put in there? I think this dog is so cute, but I don't know. No. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. I really should just go with something I already have instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. I don't think this is going to fit the way I want it to, no. But we know we want a bow because they're so cute. So I make a new layer. I'll go back to the picture frame. And I'm just going to figure out, where do I want this bow to go? I'm going to tap it right there. Now I'm going to add another one. See how I'm staying within the pink square, but I'm not drawing on the pink square. Okay, the bear. I told you how popular the bears are. Did I make a new layer? Yes. Okay, and if you go off the of the pink a little bit, it's okay. Just try to stay, close in there. Okay, I'm going to make a new layer and another object, which could be, how about this rose? New layer, yes. Rose is pretty large, but there's that. And then I'm going to make a new layer and do something down in the bottom corner. Okay. I think I'm going to make the bow a little bit smaller. There's that. And then I'm going to go, there is a strawberry. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let me add this. I'm going to add the strawberry to the middle and chocolate covered strawberry right here. There's that. Okay. Looks good. Now what we want to do is let's go ahead and color these. I'm trying to think if I want to put them all together or not. Okay, so since I'm not sure if I want to pinch them together, I'm going to group them, duplicate, uncheck the bottom one, and then I'm going to flatten this top one. I want to save the layers just in case. And now I'm just going to start coloring in. I'm going to use my color palette and stick with these colors. So what do I want to color blue? My fan is so obnoxious. I hope y'all don't mind listening to it. Hopefully it'll just relax you. Okay, I'm adding green everywhere I want to add green. And now I'm going to change the color and go with a red. So now I'm just going to, oops. Oh, I still am dropping color. I can drop color there. And I'm just tapping. Oops. Make sure you tap the right things. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to do my bow red. Or is that too much red? Hold on. Well, I can come back. I can fix that. Okay, let me go to some pink. Do hot pink. Just playing around with adding color here and there. Try to balance everything out. The bear could be a color, or it could be, you could do like a typical brown or whatever. That's up to you. But since I have the chocolate that I need to do, I could tie that brown in with the bear. It's really dark though. I don't think I like that. So how about we just kind of do the features, those features. And then pick a different brown. Go lighter brown. We can always change it if we don't like it. I don't like it. I want to put this back, that color. Oops, that changed everything. Be careful if you do that. Don't let it change all your colors. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of pink, pink, and pink. So I need to figure out how to, let me see what happens if I put red here. Oops. Okay, Okay, so we'll just pretend like we have it the way we want it. Or we can just check it and see how the pattern looks. I feel like I'm going to want to fill in some spaces, but we'll see. So this is what you're going to do to check your pattern. Okay, I don't think I need that. I'm going to move that bottom one down there and lock it and just ignore that one. That's the one that was my backup. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to duplicate the 2 layers, the one that has all the artwork on it and the pink layer. We do not want to marry those. Okay, what we want to do is we're going to duplicate it 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now we're going to, wait a minute. No. Hold on, back up. I don't know what I just did. Let me check. Let me see here. Okay, so we have these 2. We're going to group these 2 together. So we've got the colored doodles and the pink on one layer. I mean, in one group. And I'm going to use I just click the arrow to combine them, but they're not combined forever. They're just combined in a group right now. I'm going to duplicate, 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 duplicate. Okay, I did it right that time. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Are y'all following me? I know it seems like a lot, but you can go back and then you can, take your time. You'll pause the video, do the step that I did, pause the video, do the step that I did, and that's how I learned. So I know that works well. Okay, so now I'm just going to start whichever layer I want to, and I'm just going to start moving my items. Now, right now, if you look really carefully, you can see a yellow line going across this way and that way. If you don't have it lined up correctly, you could get something that looks like this. Do you see that white line? You do not want that, okay? So you got to be careful and make sure you line it up perfectly. And so there we go. I see the yellow line in both spots, and I let go and it didn't move, so I'm good. See how it's lining them up? Now I'm going to go to the next layer, and I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm going to drag it to a different corner, and I want to make sure that I have it perfectly yellow. There we go. Perfect. Okay, next one. I'm going to go up in this corner. Make sure it's lined up perfectly. Got it. And last one, I'm going to move it down in this corner. And there we have it. Now, how do I know it's perfect? Well, we'll see. But look at these empty spaces here. This is my chance to fill that in, which I definitely want to do. Okay, so we're going to go back to our black. I'm going to add a new layer to the top. And then I'm going to see what stamps do I want to maybe add in between here. And I think I might want to add... let me try this balloon. It's kind of cute right there. I'm just playing around. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this, but we're going to try it. Do not go off the side. Do not go off the side. Okay, how's that? I don't know. Let me color them in and we'll see. But you do want to put something in the space there. So I'm going to add this blue here, which is good. That gives me a chance to tie in more blue. Then I'm going to add red and pink, maybe blue again. And then I'm going to add white that little highlighted part. Oh, and I just saw that I missed something. So let me go to the, oh, I'll do it when I get to that part. Okay. Okay, let's see if we like this. So how are we going to see what this looks like as a repeating pattern? So what we're going to do, they are so much fun. They are, Brittany, for sure. Okay, so now I added that. I'm going to go ahead and combine. No. Before I do anything else, this is important. This is so important. Okay, you're going to open your layer up, and then you're going to get rid of that pink backdrop. Remember, we don't want that. We don't want it to be separate. So I'm going to just delete it, or you can uncheck it, whichever one. So I'm going into each group and I'm deleting. Delete. Delete. So now I've got a repeating pattern with no background. So I can change the color however I want. Real quick, let's go ahead and pinch these together because I know they're going to work together. So see what I mean? Watch this. I'm going to change my background to red. I'm going to change my background to brown. Change it to green, light pink, whatever you want to change it to. You can change it easily because we designed it all on a layer without a background. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add white right here. I'm adding a tiny bit of white in different places. That means I need to go right here and do it too. I should have done that in the beginning, but I didn't. I missed that. So you just have to make sure you go back and get it in all. Oh, it's so fun, I know. In just a minute, it's going to be more fun because we're going to put it all together and make sure it all lines up perfectly. Okay. You could go in and put dots in. You could go in and put little X's or hearts or whatever you want to do. I know, so many possibilities. It's so fun. Okay, so now let's put this together to see if it all makes sense, okay? So I'm going to duplicate 3 times. So I'll have 4 layers of this. And now I'm going to take this corner and go down, and I'm going to make sure I line it up in the very center. I'm going to have my yellow lines. Oh, this is important. Hang on. Whenever you get here, if you're like, wait, mine's not doing what hers is doing, I don't see the yellow lines, and you may not have it set up right. You need to have, whenever you click the arrow, you need to make sure snapping is on. Okay, snapping, make sure that's on. All right, so now I'm going to take, I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to go down in this corner. Perfect. I'm going to take this one and go up in this corner. Got it. And now this one up into this corner. Got it. And now I've got a perfect repeating pattern that I could just keep doing that with. And then I can take that and put it on something. And let me show you what some things that I've made recently. Well, one thing that I designed, and then I put it onto a pickleball pickleball paddle. So this is a design that I just did just like this, but I had it uploaded onto on this. So it's so fun to be able to take your art and make it into products. This could be scrapbook paper. This could, be whatever you want it to be. Let me see. What kind of questions do y'all have? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Just make sure you don't ever draw off the edge. Don't draw off the edge. Okay. I'm going to give you a second to ask a question. I'm trying to think of what to show you. So when I go to print it, how do I know what size it will print? Okay, so when we design this, you make sure that you design it, big enough. You don't want to do like a 4x4 inch square, because that every time you blow it up, it'll pixelate. You want to just make sure that you have it. I like to do a 12x12, or the screen size here, I think, is what I use today. But when you go into a program to print these, depending on what program you go into, it will let you pick your repeating pattern size. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. How do you fill in a color? Okay, so in the very background or inside here? Like, I'll just see if I can answer your question. Okay, so the background color, we can take it off, and this can just be no background, right? Which would print out white if you didn't have a background. But I'm going to play and make, do just different colors. Tell me if this is answering your question. Now, I don't recommend dragging and dropping the background. What happens if you do that is, see, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and pinch these together. Okay, now I just have one background. But when I drop this inside there, now if you see, it's permanent. If you leave the app and you come back in, you've got a white background, and you don't want that. You want to make sure you can change it down here on the background color. Does that make sense? Okay. Where do you print these? So, Fran, if you're asking, like, so you want to make a piece of scrapbook paper out of this. So what you would do is, I love to make 8.5 by 11 things. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this canvas, go to the wrench, and go to add, copy canvas. So it copied the whole thing. It copied the background too, which I'm glad on this instance, because I want it like that. I'm making a piece of scrapbook paper, or something I could make a card out of. Okay. So I'm going to go to my gallery, and I'm going to make an 8.5 by 11 canvas. All right. Now I'm going to paste. 3-finger swipe, paste. Got it here. I'm going to go ahead and fit it to canvas, and I'm going to move it all the way to the top. Now, since it's a repeating pattern, all I have to do is duplicate this and match it at the bottom. So we're going to slide it down, and then we're going to match it, make sure everything lines up. You've got to have a yellow line in the middle and the yellow lines on the sides. And there it is. And you want to zoom in. And here's a perfect example. If you don't have it lined up just right, this is how it's going to print out. That's why it's so important to make these patterns and line them up perfectly. Okay, let me see if I can fix this time. I thought I actually had it, and I was kind of confused. There we go. Okay, it was just like, no, look. Do you see him? See, this is important. This would print out like this, and I didn't think I had anything messed up, but I do. So I'm going to back up again and try again. I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. I still messed up. I'm just going to tap down a couple times. Nope. Now I need to go up one, but if I go up one, then that's going to mess up the bottom. Okay, finally I got it, but you just have to hold your mouth just right. But that's why it's so important for you to make sure. Okay, inside an image. Okay, great question. So I'm going to go to the layer where I'm well, let's say if you wanted to recolor some of this, you could just drag and drop. So make sure I'm going to pinch these layers together. And now I'm going to take, I'm just going to pick a color and say I want to change that. I'm just going to pull this color over. Oops, why did it change it to that color? Okay, I'm going to pull it over here and drop like that. That is an easy way to color. Now, if I want to continue coloring and I want to color a bunch and I don't want to have to drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop, what I'll do is hit color, continue filling, and it has color drop up here. And then I can just tap, 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 whatever I want to change. Does that make sense? Easily and quickly. Is that helpful? Okay, so now at the bottom I have like a little extra line there because you'll just have to play with it. Can you move the bear slightly to the right? Yes, and I wouldn't do that now. I would do that like earlier. I could have done that earlier whenever we were starting, but yes, if you wanted to do it right now, I'll show you what would happen if you tried to do it right now. It's because it's all one layer together. I'm going to move it over and then look what happens because the pink is connected to the background, remember? So that's why I want to go back to the original, okay? And then I'm going to look at my, I should have done this a long time ago in the very, very beginning. But if you want to do it right now, you just have to do each one individually. And then you would just kind of go like this. I know I saw this earlier, but I thought, oh, it'll be fine. Now see, it didn't move the background. Why? Because that's so much better, isn't it? Now, if I could go back and I had all the pieces separated like I did in the beginning, well, I do have it without being colored. So let me uncheck that and then let's do this. How did that happen? I'm going to pinch these together. Unlock, pinch these together. Try to remember. Okay, the background, remember the background you don't want a background on it. Just want it plain. But we added a backdrop. Remember, I have a blank layer, and this time I'm just going to do it blue. And then I'm going to make it an arrow, and I'm going to rotate it once, fit to canvas. Okay, so while I'm designing this right here, my bear, I could move over just a little bit. Sometimes you don't know until you like start putting it together. I'll put it a little bit over right there. Maybe a little bit more. And I'm not going to color it in. I'll just put it together and then we'll see. Oh, a 12 by 12. I cannot do that at home. You have to have a 12 by 12 printer. And I think I've researched that one time and there was one place that did it, but you had to order so many pages of the same thing and it didn't make sense. So no, I can't do a 12 by 12, but you can design it in a 12 by 12 just so you make sure you have a nice large square and then you can condense it. I know that doesn't make sense really when you're printing it out, but a lot of people design in a 12 by 12. Because if they did send it off somewhere, and if you did have something made that was 12 inches wide, you know, you'd have that resource for it. But okay, let's see if this is better. So now, remember what I did? I grouped these two together. Whoops, no, I didn't. Hold on. Let me take that. Stop. Okay, I'm going to take this and this, and I'm going to group them together. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. And then I'm just going to start moving these over and lining them up. And then we'll see if I did a better job with the... What in the world? Something strange. Oh, no, it's not. I'm not going to do that side because it's not cooperating right now. Okay, got that one. That is just a little off. There we go. Got it. It's got to be perfect, y'all, or it's not going to work. And that only see the yellow one side. Come down here. Perfect. Oops, it moved a little, so I want to make sure I got it. And the last one, I'm going to scoot over here. Got it? Okay, now we're all together. Remember, background's going to change. This is where, see, if you move him over now, you'd have to move these. And so you could go back. It does look better than it did, but you just kind of have to play around. Play around. I'd probably move him over in the step before this. So let me go back. Okay, so now that we have this, wait, back. Okay, now, oops, let me go to the right layer, and let's just move both of them over a little bit. I'm going to move him over this way and the bow over a little bit this way too. Okay, let's see if we like this better. If it were like so like no-brainer, perfectly easy to do, then everyone would do this, okay? So it takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of playing around, but I'm so glad I showed y'all what could happen if you don't do it correctly, because it's sometimes you can't tell until you get something printed and then you're like, whoa, that was bad. Got it? Okay, and then this one, let's see, do we like this a lot better? Oops, wrong one. I don't know what I just did. Maybe it's this one. Nope. Did I? Maybe I don't know. Just gonna make another one. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So that's better on the spacing for that for sure. And then we have clear options here to add something. So just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze all these together. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because it has that blue background. Don't get in a hurry to do anything, okay? So I'm going to find something new to put in those areas instead of the balloon. Let's find something else. There's a lot of different things. I'm just going to do the BFF, new layer, too big. There's that. And now I'm going to add the XOXO. Too big. There's that. And then let me add a couple more things to fill the space. Yeah, I'll try the snapping too. Oops. Let me find one more doodle, or two more doodles, maybe. Here's some cherries. That's perfect size. And then one more, or should I do cherries again? I could do cherries again and just change the color of the cherries if I wanted something different. Okay. Does that look pretty balanced? Again, you can fill in with dots if you feel like you want to, if you feel like something's off a little bit. Okay, so now this time I'm going to pinch all this together. I'm going to take off. Remember, get rid of the background. And it's important to make the copies with the background for a couple of reasons. But right now I'm just going to say, trust me. Okay, now I'm going to squeeze all this together. It's all on one thing and it's all lined up. And now we're going to make sure it all lines up again. So duplicate 3 times. And then I'm going to tap here. And snapping is on. It is on. The snapping feature is on. And I don't know about magnetics. We can try that. But yes, I do have snapping on. Magnetics, I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Oh, resize. Reset. Hang on. So I'm going to pin. I'm not sure what I just did. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, let me put a background just to make it look like it has something. Okay, now. Yes, the snapping is what makes it like have those yellow lines where you want them. And helps you get it in there easier. Uh-oh. Okay, how does it look? Did we get all lined up good? So if you ever wanted to do like a black and white print or something, look at but the design layout is so much better. The bear is not too close. Don't you like the design layout? How are you shrinking this size? How am I shrinking the size? Okay, I'm not sure. Yes, you could put in a word stamp. Sure, yeah, absolutely. What is the best place to print a cardstock card, like a scripture art card I made in Procreate? I print mine at home, and I don't have the best printer, but I have cardstock, and so it looks pretty good. Like all this, you saw this at the beginning. This is all printed from my printer, and I mean, I think it looks pretty good. But you can, I mean, I've sent mine to Office Depot before, so you could send it there. Sorry, I missed some of your questions. Hope that helps about moving the bear, telling you like what point you need to do that kind of thing. It's cool how it just appears as you use them. How am I shrinking this size? Appears as you use them. Huh. Oh, I'm not following. I did fussy cut these. Yes, I don't have a cutting machine, so I sat down and I just relaxed. I just cut these all by hand, and it was relaxing and fun. I enjoyed it. I just sat by the TV and did it. Okay. Okay. So the background, let's say, we're just going to make it white again and say, I want the size of this stamp. I see you adjusting size. Not sure how. Oh. Do you mean when I pick a stamp? Hang on. Let me get rid of these. Do you mean this right here when you see that and I'm adjusting the size? If that's what you mean, that is a Procreate feature, which I love. You have to have the right brush. If you have an old pencil, it might not be able to do it, but I'll show you how to do it if you have the capability of doing it. And this is simple. We go into settings. We're going to go to, this is one of my favorite things too, because it's a lifesaver now that I'm using it, because before, when I was guessing on my stamps, I couldn't see how big the stamp was going to be. So tell me, Pat, if this is what you're asking. So I'm going to go into my actions tool, the little wrench, and I'm going to move over to preferences, tap on that, and then brush cursor. Mine is on, see? So when I hover, I can see what I'm going to stamp, but if I take that off, I cannot when I hover. Okay, so brush cursor. I hope you have that feature because it is really nice. But I've lived without it, so you don't have to have it, but it is really nice to have because that way it just saves me one step from having to delete. I can see that's not big enough or too big. That make it bigger. It's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, good. I'm glad I could answer that question. I love when I can give y'all these little baby tips. If you are not a member of the Digital Doodle Stamp Club, this is your opportunity to get this stamp set this month for it's $12.99. It comes with this stamp set and all of the things we've done before. You have access to that. So it's a no-brainer. It will be going up because every month it gets more valuable because it has more stamps in it. And so if you want to check that out, I did place the link here and start it so you could, find out more about that. But I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to tell y'all today. Not only can you do, with repeating patterns, I'm sure you saw I did a mock-up let me see. No, it's not on here. I did a mock-up of what I did today. You probably saw it when we sent it out, but it had a tumbler. And it was an example, not this kind of tumbler, but like one that would wrap, like it would wrap your design around it. It's really cute. It looked adorable. And so that's something you could do with it. What else would y'all make with this? With these, oh, I know. I was going to show you. You can always do it, depending on what it is, you could do a different kind of background behind it. If you just wanted like black there and you wanted to do I'm just making a blank layer. And then I'm going to pick some colors let me do this one. I'm going to pick a brush just a brush that paints, a painting brush. I'm going to do this one, Nico Rule. And I'm just going to do this here. And then I'm going to add another color and kind of blend that next to it. And another color and kind of blend that next to it. Do that again right here. And then that other kind of orangey pink right here. And then I'm going to blend this together. So I'll go up here to Gaussian blur, and I'm just going to slide my pencil, and it's going to kind of blur all that. And then say you liked it, but you didn't feel like the doodle stood out, so you could go and try to change the doodle color. And that's why this again is so good to have it on its own layer. Say I wanted to see if white would make it show up better. You could do white there, maybe a light pink. There's just so many things you could do. You missed last month's class, so I still have access to the stamps and class. If you remember, you absolutely do. Yeah, you just go into craftwithchristy.com. Let me see if I can show y'all how to do it. Hold on. Let me think. Okay, first of all, if you have the Kajabi app, it's free. It comes with your membership. It looks like this, K-A-J, like this, okay? You have to log in the first time and everything, but once you get logged in and you click on it, it's going to pull up your digital doodles, okay? And inside digital doodles, you have an introduction to the club, monthly stamp releases. You're going to click on that. And then right now, you already have the Christmas stamp set in there and samples for that. Here's how you get this stamp set right here. You're going to just click. That's it. You just click right there. Click. And now it just downloaded. Right now, it's downloading. And then save to your device. And then you can open and Procreate. That's Christmas 2025, so we'll look for that. It's going to be at the very, very top of your library. It's going to say 2026 because I already have a 2025. That's what just imported. I'm going to delete that. I don't want that because I already have it in here. That's how easy it is, okay? Let me go back to Kajabi again. Kajabi again. And I'm going to go back here. And then this is the winter theme one. Oh, that's just a quick little video of the stamps from last month. But right here, if you click right here, you can download the stamps here and you can watch the class video here. Now, the class video is only available, like this is only available for people who are in the club because you get full access. It's called Kajabi, K-A-J-A. Looks like this little K, K-A-J-A-B-I, Kajabi. Absolutely. Okay, and then in just a minute, I'm going to go in the computer and I'm going to add this month's as soon as I get done here. And then you'll just find it here. And then also I have bonus classes. There's 6 different bonus classes that you can learn how to make using these stamp sets, which are different stamp sets. Okay, there's that. If you haven't taken my Procreate Fun for Beginners course, that's what this is. So it would be in Kajabi too if you signed up for that. Now, if you don't have the app, you can go to just log into the Safari and type in Craft with Christy.com. And when it comes up, you'll see login up here. So you log in, you'll tap login. and then you'll put in your information. And then now it'll look like this if you're on a desktop or if you sign into the website. Okay. And here's Digital Doodle Stamp Club. Take me inside. I like the way this looks better because you can like see snapshots of what's happening. These are all the bonus classes I was telling you about. And then in just a minute, I'm going to release, and it's going to be right under here for the frames and heart Valentine 2026 stamp set. Okay. I had so much fun today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired. Please, please, please post your work in the Digital Doodle Stamp Club. It's so inspiring for others. Everybody wants to see what everybody's doing because we are motivated by each other, and we want to encourage each other. And I'm trying to go back to, and just give each other tips too, because people are posting things there all the time, and people are answering questions for each other. So you have a lot to play with. You have a lot of things to make. Again, my challenge to you is to not only make Valentine stuff, but see what all you can make that is not Valentine related. A lot of these would be so perfect for, in fact, if this were different colors and it didn't have the heart, the BFF heart, those, it could still just be a friendship one. It wouldn't have to be Valentine. It just depends on what colors you make it. Just because it has a heart on it doesn't mean it's Valentine, right? So, y'all have fun. I'm going to go right now. Okay. Right now. And post your work. We should have a hashtag for posting your work. I'll have to come up with that. You could always do hashtag DDSC for Digital Doodle Stamp Club. Hashtag DDSC, Digital Doodle Stamp Club. That's what we should do whenever you post. Let me hashtag that for you to show you what I mean. Oh, we could do, hold on 1 second. I'll just do that for now. But if I had the right stamp set with it, then y'all could like look at each other's like work there, like off of the Facebook page. You could do it on Instagram or whatever, but we'll start with that. DDSC. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. I hope you came up with a word of the year. My word is aligned, and I'm excited about it. So pray, praying to have a good year and stay aligned with keeping the Lord the focus of my life, and align it with my business and my home life too. So, all right. See you guys later. Bye.